Alrighty, traders. Hello everyone. Let's actually get ready for a good week moving forward. Now, guys, in this video here, there's actually a lot of things I've been looking at that I want to share with you today. The first thing I'm going to be looking at all the indices right now, whether Nasdaq 100, S&P, and we're looking at a technical analysis point of view of what's happening right now in the last, say, 6 months. What are the patterns? There's channels in place. There's false breakouts potentially happening right now as well too. I'm also going to be looking at the metals and mining stocks because there's something really interesting happening through there, and we could be getting ready for something really big happening in the metals and the mining sector. And I'm going to share that with you all, with you today. Plus, also, guys, I'll be going through a lot of the tech stocks with you today as well too. So Apple, Microsoft, Adobe, Nvidia, all those different things to share with you my point of view across the AI sort of technology in those stocks through there. And then, if I do remember, so please remind me, there is one market right now that has been one market that no one's focusing on right now, that has been doing nothing for close to probably maybe 12 months. Maybe I'll have to look at the chart again. But because it's been doing nothing for a long time, that's the calm, and there's a storm about to hit this market. And the reason why it's important to watch this particular market is because it could be getting ready to start a really big trend, a really big breakout of that nothing happening, and we could capitalize on that. So I want to share with you all of that today in this amazing video. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, traders, let's get straight into the trading right now. Traders, that first link in the description there, traders, see that link in the description there, that 30-day, the first, very first one there. I've been running a bit of a marketing test, a bit of a special where I've been giving away a 30-day free trial to my top level coaching program, right? Normally it's application only and it's only a real small group. Today is the last day, guys, that you can get access to that. After today, I'm closing that down and I'm taking it back to application only. In fact, I don't think I'm going to open up again throughout the rest of this year. So, guys, if you're on the sidelines, that first thing in the description there, click on that. When you click on that very first thing in the description there, you go over there, put your email address in, you'll get a video, you get all the details about it as well too. So, guys, today's the last day I'm going to be running that, and I'm going to be shutting it down. So, let's go have a look at the S&P 500 here and see what's actually going on. So the S&P 500 has actually had we've been making a really nice break to the upside. Okay, really nice break to the upside. And the one thing that we can learn throughout the last couple of months, right, is that the charts are always giving us some guidance on what's likely to come and what's happening, right? So for so long. And back here, I was doing videos. In fact, through here, I was actually doing videos saying we're probably getting ready for another leg to the upside. Okay, we're probably getting ready for another leg to the upside. Here we go, so on and so forth. Now, when I was saying that, and when I was talking about that, a lot of people were saying, John, but all the negativity and doom and gloom and so on and so forth in the markets, it's how can the market go up based on all this negative gloom and gloom? Now, if you've experienced the last couple of months in the market and you've seen this play out, it's really important to maybe learn lessons from what's happened in the last couple of months. And what are those lessons? That lesson is if the market is starting to trend up, it doesn't matter about all the doom and gloom. In fact, when there's so much doom and gloom in the marketplace, everything's going to crash. Guess what? That's when the market does the opposite to what you think. So if we can sit back and learn some lessons, I thought this, but this did not happen. Obviously, I got it wrong. I did not see this. What did I miss? Okay, and then we actually can go through that process to really help you out from there. Make sense? So it's a really big important lesson that even though so many people doom and gloom, I came out and said I'm expecting a leg up. Now, for the last week, I've been saying this leg up in the Nasdaq stocks, Nasdaq sector has been now getting overextended. So I've been giving some warning signs that we're going to get at least a pullback in the market. But the S&P 500, what's happening through here? We actually had a nice move up, then we went through a sideways move, and then now we're actually what? Now we're continuing to see this really nice move to the upside. And one thing I love, traders, and a bit of a side note through here, One thing I really like, I notice this a lot actually, and let me share a trading pattern with you here, okay? So one thing I've noticed is that if we have a bit of a move up like this here, and we go through a bit of a, see how we go through a bit of a sideways channel through here? One thing I've noticed from there to there, one thing I've noticed is that if we get this sideways channel through here like this, and you'll be able to study this here, one thing I've noticed that works really, really, really well in helping us gauge on what's happening is if we get this sideways channel here, okay? Not really sure what's going on there. Let me actually just draw that again so it's a bit more, right? So we have that high point up through there, and then we possibly have this low point down the bottom here. You see that channel that's in there? A bit of a trading pattern to look out for. So we have this channel here, and look what happens. We break out to the upside. So that was that last, see that was that last high point through there? So then we rallied up. What did we see? What did we make there? We made what? We made a higher high, then we made a higher low, and then notice as soon as we actually started to break above these highs, notice how we actually started what? An upward trend, right? This could be a trading pattern you could actually look out for when you're trading the markets, right? If you try, not only when, see traders, in that first thing in the description there, my coaching program, not only do I teach you a trading system, but I'm also, when I do my weekly coaching and so on and so forth with that there, I am always trying to help you not only trade the markets well by knowing good trading setups, but also how to understand the markets more. And this is one technique here that I'm using right now. Again, guys, make sure you join that coaching program, link in the description there. That goes away today. So today's your last day to get access to that. And then I'm completely changing it to application only again. But the purpose here, guys, is look at this here, right? So why is this so powerful? Why is this so powerful? And again, guys, if you're trading the markets, please use technical analysis as a trading opportunity. If you're trying to capitalize on a couple of days, maybe a week or two out of the markets, please don't be looking at what the Fed's doing, okay? Because that's more a bit of a broader picture, right? Because if the Fed raises interest rates right now, guess what? It's a lagging effect anyway on what's actually happening in the markets. So the number one thing we can do, right, is to be utilizing the charts and to help us gauge what's happening here. Makes sense? So why is this so powerful? Why is this pattern so powerful? Is it okay if I go deep in this session? Can I go a bit more advanced on you here instead of just a normal update? Can I go a bit more advanced? Is it okay? Or is it okay if I over deliver? Okay, cool. Let's actually get into this here. So why is this so powerful? Well, look at this here. Okay, look at this. So if I let me actually bring up just the black here. Black. So if we have, let's actually look at, say, who's in control, right? Who's in control? So if we have a sideways movement through here, who's in control? We've got buyers and we've got sellers. Who's in control through here? No one, right? What is this? They're fighting it out, aren't they? Now, if we have an upward trend, which is what? Higher lows and higher highs. Most of you know that, okay? If we have that, then who's in control of that market? The buyers, right? Because they're selling it up and then we have a little pullback and then we're selling it up and we get a little pullback and selling up a little pullback. Right? So who's in control of this here? The buyers, right? Because the buyers are still stair-stepping and higher. It's an upward trend, buyers in control. Downward trend, guess what? Sellers in control. Makes sense? So now we have this high, and a lower high here. So we have these sellers in control. Now, this is where it gets pretty powerful. So if we go from no one in control, and then suddenly what do? We rip a higher high. Ooh, what's that? What's that all about? Oh, now is this buyers in control? Not yet, right? Then it comes down, rips a higher low compared to the previous low, and then we break past previous highs. What's going on there? This is now what? Who's in control through here now? And again, guys, this is on a daily chart. And it's very short-term highs and lows. So this is a very short-term little technical analysis, right? So you can expect, maybe a couple of day move, maybe a couple of week move, right? But it's just a pattern to help us there. So who's in control right here? The buyers. Why? Because now we went from no one in control through here to saying higher high, higher low, breaking past. Who's in control now? Buyers, right? And look what happened. As soon as we had that breaking through there, then we actually had we started to have this move to the upside. Make sense? So traders, when you're trading, watch out for this pattern because it's a really beautiful and powerful pattern. And I'll just on that pattern there, let me share with you Adobe here, okay? And the reason why I want to share ADBE, right? The reason why I want to share Adobe with you is because I want to share with you the exact pattern that I'm talking about, that pattern there, right? But I want to share with you a trade that I did a while ago based off that exact pattern. But this one here was a bit more of a, right? Look at this here. So we had this channel here, right? But notice what did we have here? Notice how we actually had the channel, but notice how we actually had the channel coming down like that, right? So who's in control through here? No one really, right? There's not a big downtrend, not a big uptrend. And look what happened here. So the channel was down. We had what? We had a high, a low. As soon as we actually broke that high, why did we go for a pretty big move? Why did we do that? Why? Because now what? Who's in control? Buyers in control, right? And then this thing went through a beautiful 20 or so % move to the upside. Actually, what was that? That actually went for about 30 or so % move. That was actually a beautiful trade that I did. And it was just off the back of my memory when looking at that. Anyway, so going back to what we're looking at there, that's what the S&P 500 is doing right now. If we have a look at what the S&P 500 is doing right now, let's actually bring it back to this here. Again, guys, is it okay if I over deliver in this video today? Get you ready for the week. I know it's Juneteenth, right? And people are probably sleeping in. It's like, but I'm just so excited. I'm getting ready for these markets, right? So what we have here is we have this overall move to the upside. Okay, we have this overall move to the upside. And if I actually look at what's going on here, this area through here, guys. Okay, so just so you know, that top of the band is the 50% level. That bottom of the band is the 60% level, right? So that's the 50 to 60% zone. Make sense? So let me take that off the screen through there. Let me take that off the screen through there. I just want to keep this nice and simple. And one thing I'm noticing is that if I actually just create a bit of a that's actually to the right. If I actually create, let me actually see. Is there actually? I'm seeing there might be a bit of a channel in place through here somewhere. Oh, look at that. Look at that, right? Look at that. That's actually a beautiful, beautiful channel, right? I was just noticing that through there. Now, I wonder if, no, we'll just keep it through there, right? Because that's actually pretty much through there. So look at this here. Now, isn't it really interesting? Now, see this black line up here? What is that black line? That black line there is indeed, if I zoom right out, look where this black line is, right? We had all this resistance through here, support. We had that support level through there. We have all this resistance through here. So this is actually pretty tight. Like, look at this here. Pretty much X marks the spot through here. Okay. So the reason why that's important to look at from that perspective there is that if we bring it back in again, we now actually have, and look at this beautiful defined channel through here, right? Look at that there. Ba-boom, ba-dum, 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 right? What do we have through here? A major, major, major level of resistance right now. So we're coming up to 2 levels of resistance. So we may get a little bit more upside, but look what we're running into, 1 and 2, right? So we may get that, but then we're probably getting ready for something like that to happen, right? Throughout the, throughout the rest of June, probably into July, and maybe even August as well too, right? We're getting ready for at least a shift in the markets of what's been going on as of late, right? Because we all know, right, what goes up, what comes down, okay? And if you've been trading the markets for quite a bit of time, you'll know that it just goes in cycles, right? And that's the reason why when most people are really, really fearful in the markets, if you understand what goes down goes up, what goes up goes down, you can understand that cycle, and then you can just start to be part of that cycle, right? So we can see that that's what's going on there on the S&P 500. Let's go look at now the Dow Jones. And we can see on the Dow Jones that the Dow Jones is indeed in a triangle pattern. Now, here's a really interesting thing. Again, guys, can I go advanced on you here for a bit? I'm going deep yaw on this one here. I'm only on the Dow Jones. I still got all the other things to go through. This is going to be a long video, but that's okay. I want to over deliver for you guys. So, one thing we're looking at here is, look at this here, right? One thing we're seeing here, what are we seeing here? We're seeing a triangle pattern, and it's possibly even up as high as that point through there, but it's probably that level through. Yeah, that level through there is probably where it's at right now. Okay, we have that support level, resistance. We're at that level right now. Now, here's the really interesting thing about triangle patterns. Okay, this is an ascending triangle pattern. Here we go, big break to the upside, possibly, right? Possibly, but not always, because I've seen many times when the market's doing this, it then comes down, does that, and then just starts to fall to pieces. Now, I don't expect that to happen, but again, we need to be alert to that. If I bring up soybeans here for a minute, soybeans is a really great example of what I thought was, no, not what I thought, but look at this here. Look at that, beautiful, beautiful. Look at that, here we go, right? Ascending triangle pattern, it's gonna break to the upside. Here we go. Not too fast, okay? We need to wait for a good breakout, and we need to wait for a good strong trend, right? Because guess what happened? Did it break to the upside? No, look what happened. We actually broke down, didn't we? We're getting a really massive spike. Look at this here, big, massive. I just realized that. Look at soybeans go. Wow. Soybeans to the moon, right? But look what happened at the time of the triangle pattern. Did it break up or break down? It broke down. Purpose of saying that, guess what? We actually can get a breakdown. So we don't want to be in a state of saying this is going to be this because of this pattern here, right? That's old school thinking, old school thoughts, okay? Let's go have a look at the Nasdaq 100. And where's the Nasdaq 100? Nasdaq 100 is indeed just broken out of this beautiful, beautiful channel here, right? This beautiful channel is here, down, up, yeah, you can see it, right? Look at this here. We had a little move to the upside. We had a little pause, and then a brand break to the upside, and that's where we're at right now. Here's where it gets really interesting, right? No one knows when the exact top's going to be, but let's actually look at a few things here. If indeed we do start to get, throughout the rest of this week, we start to get something like this coming down like that, then guess what? Then we could possibly, then that will tell us what? This is now a false breakout to the upside. And then we could possibly start to see that nice, about 10 or so percent pullback, just to let everything calm down a bit, right, in this AI sector, because people are just, especially like the call options right now, guys, are absolutely just going nuts right now in the markets, right? The call options are just going nuts. But anyway, this black line, what is that black line? That black line there is what? That black line is that last level of major levels of support through there. Look at that there, resistance and all resistance. That's that black line through there. Makes sense? So that's where we're at right now. And by the way, look at this here. Look at just that move to the upside. Okay. So traders, one thing that's important to understand is what is the reality nature of markets? Because some people are still thinking to this day that the market's just going to keep going up without no pullback. That never happens ever in history. Right? Yes, we may get some more upside, but guess what is coming? A pullback. It's not like, oh my goodness, John, you're wrong. It's not going to pull back. It's like, of course it's going to pull back. Of course we're going to get that. That's how markets work. We never just go straight up and then just keep going straight up and never pull back. The question is, when is the pullback coming? And how we know that, how we get to a certain point is that one, we sort of get to a point where the market has had a very big move. Like, look at this here. Very big move up, get a pullback. Very big move up, get a pullback. Very big move up, get a pullback, right? Big move up, get a pullback. Big move down, get a pullback. Big move down, pullback. Big move down, pullback. You have big move down, pullback, right? So the nature of the beast that we trade, and sometimes it can be a sexy beast, by the way. The beast, it doesn't have to be ugly. Sometimes it's pretty sexy, especially if you know exactly what to look for in really high quality setups. Again, guys, that first thing in the description there, click on that. I'll teach you everything when it goes into a high quality setup and how you can find the sexy out of this beast that we actually trade, right? The sexy beast. Actually, put in the comment section below sexy beast. Because the reason why, guys, put in the comment section below sexy beast is because most people that don't watch this video up to this point right now, they're going to say, what, sexy beast? What are you talking about, sexy beast? So, right? So we see the whole sexy beast from there. So traders, that's what we're looking at there with the good old Nasdaq 100 point there, okay? The Nasdaq 100. So we are getting to a point, guys. And again, it's so like people, traders, the bottom line is the market will correct. The market will have a pullback. Now, guys, when I say pullback, all I mean is just a pullback, up, down, up, pullback, and then away we go again, right? We are going to get something like this. We just don't know when. Is it going to be up here, then we get the pullback, or is it going to be here? We just don't know when, right? But all I do know is that we've had such a big move. So now we're getting if you are trying to go long here, you're trying to eke out that last 10 or 20% potential of the move. And then we're probably going to get a pullback, and then it's going to dump on your ass. It's like, oh my goodness, right? So once again, traders, the reality, the nature of the beast is that we get trend analysis. We go from moves, what's called a price move, and then we go through a pullback, or what's called a time phase, right? Or just a nice little pullback, let things settle down a bit, and then away we go again. Okay, so if you're thinking, here we go, we're just getting heated up, just look at the reality of the markets, okay? If you're looking at the Nasdaq and take everything off the screen and you squeeze the Nasdaq chart up, whenever do we just go straight up? Never, right? And if we do end up going straight up and we don't, guess what happens? Crash, right? Even look at here, up, pullback, up, pullback, right? And even through here, like this one, look at this here, that was just like straight up vertical. At least on this one here, right? Look at this here. Little pullback, little pullback, little pullback, little pullback, little pullback. This one here, just no pullback, right? So all I'm saying, guys, is that there. Now, when it comes to the how bullish these markets are, check out this here, right? Check out this here. So this is the fear and greed index, right? The fear and greed index. So where are we here right now? Right, look at this here, extreme greed, so on and so forth. But the one thing I wanted to tell you about is that a lot of these tech stocks right now, AI stocks, which I'm going to go through some of them in just a minute for you, but a lot of these tech stocks, a lot of these tech sectors that I'm looking at right now is indeed massively like the call options are huge right now in these markets, right? Huge. So we're about to see a sharp pullback, guys. I don't know when. It may not be this week, right? But mark my words, guys, come August this year, and we would have had a very good 10 to 15% pullback in the AI sector. It's coming today. Well, not today because it's closed, Juneteenth. Actually, you know what? Thank God for Forex markets, futures markets, commodity markets, because I can still trade. Yes. Because my system that I trade on all markets. Intraday basis, 1 minute charts, 2 minute charts, daily charts, so on and so forth. Anyway, so if I go down to, let me scroll down to here for a minute. And then what I want to do is I want to scroll down to this one here, the put to call ratio. Okay, look at this here. Let me zoom in. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit here, a bit more. See if I can. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. That. There she is. Right. Well, not this one here. That's the stock breadth. Put the call ratio. Right. Look at this here. Look at this here. So look where it is. Right down at 70. We have not been this bullish on the market, as in like the put the call ratio. Oh my goodness. This has not happened since July 2022. So it's been over 12 months. Oh geez, what is that? Oh, that's my alarm. I'm supposed to get up and go for a walk now. Anyway, I'm only a quarter way through my market update, so I better keep going. By the way, guys, what I've been trying to do anyway, I've been trying to set alarms for like 45, 50 minutes an hour, stuff like that. So it just reminds me to get up and go for a walk, take a drink of water, so on and so forth, right? Because sometimes we can not manage our energy level. Bit of a thing there that I'm trying to incorporate, because sometimes I can sit in front of the screen for 2, 3, 4 hours at a time and not really manage my energy level by getting up, maybe going for a walk, getting some water, so on and so forth. Anyway, This has not happened. It's been well over 12 months. It's been over 365 days that this has happened, equals big movement coming, right? Look at this here, July. It's been over 12 months. Now, the thing is here, guys, look at this here. When the ratio of puts to calls is rising, it's usually a sign that investors are growing more nervous, right? When it's rising up through here. A ratio above 1 is considered a ratio above 1 is considered bearish, right? So above up here, right, is considered bearish. The fear and greed index usually is a bearish option for the ratio there, right? So we can see through here that as the market's getting down here, guess what's happening? More greed is coming to it, right? So look at this here. A ratio above 1 is considered bearish. What does that mean? That just simply means that investors are above this one line through here, this is when what? Investors are becoming more bearish because there's more puts than calls. Down the bottom here, there's more calls than puts. Look where we are right now, guys. Look where we are right now. What is coming in the markets? It's so glaringly obvious, right? People say, no, John, the market's never going to pull back. One, the market pulls back. The market is going to get a pullback. We just don't know exactly when. Is it going to be today, tomorrow, this week? That's how the markets work, right? That's the reality, the nature of the market. So it's like, no, the market's just going to keep going vertical and never have a pullback. Come on now. Let's actually just be smart about the way we're trading here, right? If you're doing that, you're hoping about that. And then you start to get these massively greedy signs like this here that says, nah, you know what, John, let's just go buy some more call options. It's all good. So that's a big thing that I want to share with you for that point through there. Now what I want to do is let's actually just go through a couple of different stocks that I'm here through here. So let's actually go through. So I'm going to go through I'm going to go through some tech stocks, guys. I'm going to go through some of the mining sector, and then I've got that one market I want to share with you that could be making a really big move. So make sure you stick around for that. And by the way, guys, make sure that very first link in the description there, guys, click on that. Go if you really like what you're seeing here, you're going to love my actual coaching program, and I'm going to give you a 30-day trial to actually test it all out. And again, that's been a marketing test that I've been running. So again, guys, you can test it all out. Very first thing in the description. That ends today. So anyway, let's actually get back into the update. Let's actually start to go through some tech stocks, okay? I could go through, guys, I could talk about this for hours, right? As you can see, this is my passion. This is what I do. I've been trading for almost 20 years now. And so this is the result of just me having this passionate movement. Anyway, so let's have a look at Apple, right? And let's see what Apple's doing. So Apple itself has what? Has actually just broke up to a new high through here, right? So we broke up to an all-time new high, but we've just been on what? Stair stepping up, stair stepping up, stair stepping. What does this actually look like through here, right? Stair stepping, stair stepping. Look at this here, small stair step, stair step. What does Apple look like right now? Actually, you know what? Let me take. I'm going to take everything off the screen through here, and I'm just going to look at the actual chart itself. What does Apple actually look like? Oh, Apple's going to keep going to the moon, John. It's going to keep going to the moon. Oh, it's going to keep going to the moon. Here we go, moon. Hang on a minute. It's just calm your knickers down, right? Calm your knickers down. I might have to set my timer for another 50 minutes, okay? So let's calm your knickers down. We might have to be for what? What does this look like? Of course, one, we are definitely going to get a pullback, right? It just happens. Look at this here. Even if we do go vertical for a while, we get a pullback, okay? So I hope the case is out that we are going to see a pullback. We just don't know exactly the exact day. I don't know the exact day, right? But we definitely get a pullback. What does this look like? Oh, it looks like the Nasdaq, right? So if we go through, look at the Nasdaq, or this is the Nasdaq composite, right? Look back here. Look at this here, right? Stair stepping up, stair stepping up. If we go back to here, look at this here. Little stair step, stair step, stair step, stair step, and then guess what? We had a very big pullback, right? What was that pullback from there to there? That was almost a 15% pullback before we continued up, right? So when we're looking at the good old Apple, right, and we've got some good funky dunky trend lines going on and stuff like that, we can see we've actually broke up to a new high. And because we've had such a big move through the upside, guys, this is more like and this what this is, guys. This is more like it's like that last little push, right? Because think about you at the gym, right? You're going at the gym, and you give that one last little push, right? And because you've been going for a long time, you've been using a lot of energy through here, to go, and then you get one last little push. And then what tends to happen is we get a pullback around that 50% Fibonacci level around there, right? Up. One last little push. Because we've been using a lot of energy already to go up, there's a massive probability that this is going to be what? That one last little push, and then we're going to get a little pullback through there, right? So that's what we're looking at through there, through Apple. Another one is good old Microsoft. Now look what's happened with Microsoft. Firstly, Microsoft actually hit its all-time high. Did it actually break? It actually did. It actually made a new high, right? That was the high point up there. And if I zoom in, look at this here. It actually made a new high, and now we're getting a bit of a pullback through here. Now the interesting thing is, once again, traders, this sort of see this little sort of cream color. That's that 50% level there, and 60% level there. Makes sense? So because I'm going to take the Fibonacci off so you can't actually see the Fibonacci, but that's that 50 to 60% range. And now look at this here. What are we in? We're in a bit of a channel, aren't we? In a real sort of, so we have that channel through there. Through there, right? I'm just going to say through there, right? So that through there. That was that point through there. Look at the channel, look at all the resistance and became support. What does that actually mean to us though, right? Again, guys, because we never know exactly when the top's going to be. We do know the pullbacks. You do know there's a pullback coming, right? It might not be today. It might be another couple more days from now, maybe a week from now, right? But we do know the market's going to pull back, right? We're going to go through a bit of a pullback phase just to reset things. Is the cat out of the bag with that one? It's like some people just don't think that. What I'm looking at here is that what happens if we get something like this and we get something like this happening? What does that mean? That means now that this was the final high. This whole thing was a complete massive false breakout. And then we're probably likely to pull back down to the bottom of the channel and also probably around that 50 to 60% range. Make sense? So again, traders, it doesn't mean it's going to happen today. We could get one more last little push or another couple of day push to the upside. And then we start to see a good 10 to 15% pullback, okay? But the pullback is coming. Some of the other big stocks that I'm looking through here. So let's actually go back through, say, Adobe, right? And Adobe is just, look at this. Adobe's just gone absolutely just vertical, right? And the one thing you'll notice with Adobe is that if I bring on my 52 moving average, look how vertical this is, right? Bubble territory, bubble. No, John, no, you don't understand. John, you need to learn. That's what someone said to me a month ago when I said the market's going to go through another leg up. John, no, you need to learn. The market's going to go down. You don't understand. Okay. It's the market, not me, right? And Mr. Market says, hey, you know what? We've been going up for quite some time. We've been going for quite some time. You just hit me with all this pre-workout. Let's go, pre-workout. And now I'm getting pretty tired because I've just gone straight out of the gates. You know what Conor McGregor does, right? You guys like watch the MMA? What does Conor McGregor do? He's his first to 2 rounds, he's out there, bam, bam, uses a lot of energy. And then the 3, 4, 5th round, guess what? Oh my goodness, no energy. That's what the market's doing right now. And especially if we start to look at, okay, look at this. We're almost at that level of resistance. Look at this, all this resistance back here. All the resistance and support right there, right there, right there. We're at that resistance level, So this is Adobe, okay? And then also we can start to use maximum distance away from the MA, right? So that was the maximum distance away. Let's actually see this through here. Let's actually go... All right, so that's the maximum distance away it was through there. We actually had quite a bit of a maximum distance away from there as well too after this move up, but that was the maximum distance away from there to there. All right, let's just keep going. Again, guys, this is not the exact science. It's more like an average, right? So that was the maximum distance away there, that point through there. That was the maximum distance away from there. We can see here that was, even though we actually had this quite a nice move to the upside through here, that was that maximum distance away from there to there. So as you can see, before we got what? Before we got overbought, right? Sometimes I say oversold, overbought, right? Because it's too overbought. And then if we use this one here, maximum distance away, right? Now, probably the biggest one. They're probably see how they're pretty much the same, right? And if I just create another trend line through here, see how that's pretty much the same as well too. As soon as we get two up there. We get too overbought, right? Again, this is the average of what this particular stock is doing. This is the average of it becoming overbought. And so therefore, it just gives us a gauge that, okay, then are we getting overbought right now? And has it gone on too much? Because it just gives us a warning sign not to buy it, right? So for me, and again, one thing you'll learn about my trading system, again, you can try out my coaching program and learn my trading system for free for 30 days. That first link in the description there. The best time to get into a trade is when the market pulls back to the moving average, pulls back. Why? Because then we're like, well, it's more like an equilibrium, right? Pulls back, right? So I'm always looking for a pull back to the moving average first to say we're not overbought, oversold. It's just like a good time to enter. Make sense? So if I'm utilizing now, no, when Adobe's not overbought. No. What are you talking about, John? Adobe's gone to the moon. You don't understand, John. right? It's like, okay, right? And the thing is, guys, I'm all about using tools and techniques that I can use that gives me a good probability for the rest of my life. Not just, you know, Adobe could keep going up and the bubble could, this could go to 550, 600. Is that possible? Of course it is. But if we're looking at a balance of probabilities, if you take that exact same thing and do it 9, 10 times, I guarantee you 8 times out of 10, you're going to lose money because you're buying when the market is already overextended. Wait for the pullback. John, you don't understand. The market's not going to pull back. It just never. Of course, the market's going to pull back. Have I beaten that dead horse already? Actually, you know what, guys? If you've actually watched this far so long, put in the comment section below. The horse is dead. The horse is dead, John. So, I want to see who's actually watching so far. So, just going through crazy. Anyway, so. That's why we're probably going to see a pullback through here. Now, if we have a look, let me actually take everything off the screen through. Let me actually go through just a bit of a short-term TA. I can actually see that there's actually possibly that trend line through there. I'm just trying to see where, if it does, when Adobe does pull back, right? When it does pull back, where could we actually start to see it possibly pull back to? So we know that was through there to there, and then I'm trying to see. Okay, so that was actually a bit of a. Was that the channel there? Is it more channel like that through there to there? Possibly. I'm just trying to see. That point up there? No. That point there? Possibly. Right? Possibly that level through there. Yeah. Well, that resistance, we had all this support back here. We had a lot of resistance here, right? And then now we've had this breakout to the upside, right? So by looking at this level here, and let's actually bring on some good old Fibonacci levels. Yeah, right? That actually looks... Oh, okay, cool. Now look what the Fibonacci levels are, right? The Fibonacci levels are around about this area through here. We have this little bit of resistance here. So this here, this is the 50 to then now to the 60% level, right? Of this pullback here. So we may get a pullback down to this support level here, and it may bounce, okay? But looking at that level, yeah, definitely around that level. And again, we may not even pull back to this level here because it does look like this whole area in the past is indeed a support level. So at least, right, at least if it does pull back to here, if it does start to pull back, we're probably likely to get, again, that's a 10 to 15% pullback. We may get a pullback down to here, and then we may start to the upside. I do believe if we're looking at Adobe, this is probably going to be the first leg up in probably a really big bull market because it's had a big leg up. What I'm talking about here is possibly just a pullback like here before away we go again, right? Let's go actually have a look at the intraday charts here for a minute. That's the hourly chart, 15-minute chart. I'm just trying to see if there's any patterns here. No, nothing through there that I can see. So that's Adobe. Did I go through Microsoft already? Right? Did I go through Microsoft? I think I did. Yeah, I already went through Microsoft. So that's Adobe. Meta. Meta is another one. Meta is just steaming. Meta is one. Look at this here. This is a Meta gap through here. Another Meta gap through here. That's also 50 to 60% level through there as well too. So what we can see here with Meta is, look at this here. Meta actually came up and closed its gap. It closed the gap, ladies and gentlemen, right? And now, because it's closed the gap, guess what? No, we're not going to get a pullback. This thing is just going to keep going. 340, 380, 400, no pullback at all. Again, guys, the horse is dead. Comment section. So again, guys, just looking at a really big pullback from here. Just we've just been going straight up, as you can see. And actually just looking at the nature of this AI bubble, which is creating an enormous opportunity for all of us if we know what we're doing. So that's what we're seeing through there, right? We're seeing this thing just completely have a movement to the upside. And so if we have a look at, we have never seen in the last, what is that? What is this? What am I showing? 5 years? What's that? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 years, right? 6 years. We have never seen this thing go so crazy, so vertical to the upside, and it's bubbles. And there's going to be a lot of people that's going to get hurt big time out of this, because now we're starting to get the mainstream media saying bull, bull market, so on and so forth. Anyway, so that's what I'm looking through there. And then the last but least, guys, is NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA, look what happened with NVIDIA here. One last little push to the upside. Nvidia has actually just gone crazy. Once again, this thing is just way overbought. We may get a little bit more upside, guys, but we're getting towards the peak of this move here. So watch over the next couple of months as these things, let me actually bring this up through here, right? As these things start to come back into play, come back into equilibrium. And the bigger the bubble, the bigger the burst. So looking at stocks like Nvidia, right? Nvidia could start to see possibly a 20 or so percent pullback out of this level here, 20 or 30% pullback, just to really shake the hands. We could start to possibly see that sort of stuff happening with Meta as well too, right? The bigger the bubble, the bigger the burst, okay? So that's what I'm seeing through there, guys, when it comes to the good old tech stocks. Let's actually go through, guys, some mining sector now. We'll go through the mining sector. So let's go look at the GDX. So looking at the GDX right now, traders, we have this low point through here and we have this low point through here as well too. Now, one thing I'm noticing here is this. If indeed, this is the if scenarios, okay? If indeed we do start to hold here and we start to break above that level through there, if we get that above that 33 level, guess what? Then we're off to the races. Here we go, okay? The horse is no longer dead. It's back alive again. You've given it some rest, okay? For people that put that in the comment section. GDXJ, same sort of scenario, situations of what I'm looking at through, right? This is resistance. This support level became resistance. And now we're possibly getting a bit of a double bottom here on this short term. If indeed, this is the if scenarios, if indeed we start to get something like this, and then a break back up, guess what? We're probably likely to start to see something like that coming out of the markets. Make sense? So that's what we're looking at through there on the good old GDXJ. Let's go look at silver right now as well too. Silver is doing a very similar situation. We're going sideways through here, right? And we're at this major level of support level through here as well too. This is that major level of support through here when it comes to silver. Right, silver down here, silver level of support through there, as you can see. And then now look what happens. Now we could actually start to see what? We could start to see possibly that. And then now another big leg to the upside. And looking at the gold market as well too. Again, the gold, we're looking at similar patterns across all the metals and mining through here. But gold overall on that weekly chart, guess what? Low, high, low, high, low. So I wouldn't want to be trying to short gold right now. Very dangerous. But if we go look at that short-term scenario right now, look at this here, down, slow across. So for me, on an intraday basis, if I look at this here, if we start to get something like that, you know what? Stop. Let's actually go to the intraday charts. Let me show you here. So this is, look at this here. This is the hourly chart through here, right? This is the 15-minute chart. Look at this here, 15-minute chart, hourly chart. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Yeah, right? Look at this. What's that? Look at this here. False breakout to the downside. Here we go to the upside. Okay. So one thing I'm looking for on an intraday trade and on an intraday basis is possibly this thing to go sideways like it is now. Let's bring up that hourly chart, right? So possibly a sideways movement. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for possibly some more sideways movement, but I'm looking for a nice good breakaway bar above this level through here. So above that sort of 1980 level. If we can get that, then we're probably going to have a nice move back up to all-time new highs out of this one here. Now, here's where it's going to start to overlay when it comes to silver. I'm sorry, when it comes to gold, because this is where it gets really good, right? So I'm laying the if scenarios. This is a false breakout. This actually could be the final bottom before an explosion in this market, right? Because if we get that, and then if we get something like that, guess what? We're likely to race to all-time new highs. If indeed we do get that and we race to all-time new highs, then the bigger picture, this one right here, right? The bigger picture is what? Let's actually bring up 1 year worth of data. Actually not bring up a couple of years worth of that bigger picture is what? So if indeed this is what I just said, I believe it is. If we get that on the hourly chart, then guess what? We're probably likely to race to new highs. If indeed we do get that, we start to build up now a significant higher low, This is now 1, 2, 3 times And third time's a charm, because when we start to do this, guess what's coming? A big, big, big movement to the upside. And this is where we could actually start to see gold. I know yesterday I did a bit of a video, long-term gold, like 15,000 gold by the end of this decade, right? But if we do start to see that, guys, guess what's going to happen with gold? Gold's going to start to see a really astronomical move to the upside pretty quickly, I would say. Around, and then we're going to probably get to that, say, 2,500 mark. I believe we have that target through there. So that's what I'm seeing through there, guys. Now, the very last market for you guys that watch this market right now, put in Go Oil. Go Oil. Put in the comment section below, Go Oil. If you've watched this entire video all the way through, I want to see who does that. The reason why I say Go Oil is because oil is the market that I mentioned at the start of the video, 45 minutes ago, of what is possibly going to start to have a really big move. And that is what? Oil. Look at here. Oil has done what? Nothing for 1.5 years. Look at that. Two. I'm getting the twos today, eh? You got the twos today. It's coming. So, look what we have here. Look at all this here. What is this? Not much going on. This is the calm. There's going to be a storm. Now, where is the storm? I say, again, go oil. That doesn't mean it's going to break. That's something I'm saying I'm hoping it's going to break up. No. What am I saying here is that we could actually get a break down like this out of oil, breaking past that support level through there. And then we could actually start to see oil come down as we're getting into the more of a inflation coming down, deflationary period, possibly recession, so on and so forth, right? We could actually get that. Or it could actually go back up again like that and something else happens, okay? So that's what I'm saying, guys. This is the calm. And whenever we do get these really quiet periods, guess what? Really quiet period for a year or two, big move. Really quiet move. Guess what's coming next? Really big move. Hey traders, I want to give you free access to my Mastering the Markets trading course. If you go to johnsfreegift.com, here's what you're going to learn in there. You're going to learn the #1 chart reading and trading technique that's been working since the 1950s. You're going to learn the trading boundaries technique that shows you the best and worst time to place a trade. You're going to learn also about price and time phases so you can understand what's going on right now and also what's to come as well too. My #1 powerful short-term income trading system that gets a 90% success rate, the most powerful trading techniques on the planet, the biggest trading mistakes that's stopping you from making an income. You're going to learn all about the super trader formula, plus the 3 secrets to making a full-time income from trading. So this is what I want you to do right now. Go to johnsfreegift.com. Go there right now. Get free access to this trading course. Go get the help. It's 100% free. Go there right now. Go to johnsfreegift.com right now.